What's up YouTube, it's Kira here and we're back in another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kirarai and if you're returning, then welcome back. First things first, please excuse my voice. First event of the semester for our sorority last night, and you know, first event of the semester, your girl was screaming. We were all over the place. But anyway, welcome to my new segment. This is Tea with Keeks. This is a segment that I have been wanting to do for quite some time now. This is pretty much just like a safe space for me to talk about things that I've experienced as a Black woman at a PWI and just, you know, in college in general. Yeah, I wanted to wait until my senior year to do this because I feel like I have more experience under my belt, you know? Like I'm not like a freshman coming out with all this information, but I am a senior, you know, I've been through the years. I've pretty much experienced everything in college, and so yeah, I just wanted to give myself a space to where I could actually like be honest with you guys and go a little bit more in depth, because most of my videos are just like vlogs and just like all the fun times at TCU, but like there are other things that I have experienced also that I want to make sure I'm being transparent about. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this. Let me just say this, okay? I'm gonna put this little disclaimer out there. Please, please, please do not generalize any of this information, okay? This is my experience as a Black woman at TCU, okay? I am not the only Black woman at TCU, all right? So don't be going around saying, oh, you know, this is what everyone experiences. No, I am me, they are them, she is she, he is he, okay? So just have to put that out there. Anyways, as y'all can tell by the title, this video is about me and my experience so far being Black at a PWI. Specifically addressing code switching and learning how to like fit in and be myself in ways in which I have become more comfortable on campus. So let's go back to my freshman year. When I first came to TCU, or no, let's go back a little further. When I applied to TCU and said, yes, I want to go here, you know, I knew it was a PWI, and I literally thought, I was like, it'll be fine. It'll be so fine, because for those of you who know me, I went to a performing arts school in Houston, and it was the most diverse community I've ever been around, and I loved every single moment of it. Like there were all kinds of people there, and I just loved just how much like culture and history, you know, that was in the building every day that I walked in. So, you know, coming from that, I assumed, you know, like, oh, I'll be fine around, you know, majority white people, because I also did go to majority white schools in like my earlier years of education. So yeah, I was like, it'll be fine. Sis, was not fine. So yeah, freshman year I come to TCU, and specifically talking about dance, I am the only Black person of color in my class of 2023 class. So whenever I would go to dance class and I would see that I was the only person in the room who was Black, like that was extremely difficult for me. And you know, I knew what the reality was. I was like, this is probably what I should have expected, but at the same time, there's something about looking around the room and noticing that you're the only difference. It just made me feel some kind of way. And like, you know, no one in the room is like racist or anything. Like everyone in my class is so like lovable and nice and all that stuff, but still like on a more like superficial level, like I was the thing that stood out. And it didn't help that I wasn't a ballerina. I am all modern, y'all. Like if y'all know me, I be doing I'm trying to do the thing on the dance floor, but you know, like I didn't come from this really like classical like background. And even when I did at PVA in high school, we had fun, you know, like it wasn't this real traditional like, oh, we gotta be so quiet and submissive to the teacher. Like it was none of that. Like we still had fun while still knowing how to take our art seriously, but I felt like that type of environment, it just was not present from my class, and just like sometimes at TCU in general. So yeah, I was like, I feel like I don't know how to function. And my professor pulled me into his office, and I was just like, I don't know if I can do this. Like I really don't know if I can do this. It's like super white and I just feel so out of place. And as time went on, my professor, he really did make me feel more comfortable, which kudos to Adam McKinney. But yeah, it was always a mental struggle my freshman year, and honestly still up to this day, like just having to deal with the fact that there are many classes where I'm the only Black person in the room, and I just always feel like I have to do extra, you know, speak out or, you know, just do certain things that like I guess I normally wouldn't do, because I always feel like I have to prove myself. And like that's a heavy weight. Like it's a heavy weight, and I feel like if I mess up once, people are gonna then be like, oh, black people do this, you know, and like that's probably not realistic, but at the same time it is realistic. So I don't know, I just feel like I always have to watch my back. And again, this isn't everyone's experience, it's just mine. And you know, things have gotten better over the years. I've been a little bit more transparent about my experience to my peers around me, and definitely do make efforts to make me feel like safer on campus, which I appreciate. But like still, at the end of the day, these are still thoughts that I have to deal with, simply because I most likely will always only be the only, you know, black person of color in my dance class. So that's that. And then something else that I wanted to mention is that socially, because I came here with one friend, I really needed to find like a black social group. That way I could feel, you know, a little bit more connected to my culture. So I was struggling with white community first, and I also felt like I was struggling like with the black community, like trying to fit in, because also like a lot of people knew each other already, and I was just like, so who wants to get to know me, you know? And like eventually, as time went on, I did find a friend group freshman year that did consist of some black people. Do I still talk to all of them today? Maybe not. The two that I still like, they my people, I'm really appreciative of them, because I don't know if they know like just how much I feel like they saved me my freshman year, because like I wanted to leave, like, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people know this because I'm pretty transparent about it, but I seriously wanted to leave my freshman year because mentally it was so hard. Aside from being a black person, like dealing with all these things, like I also ran into a whole bunch of social issues. I ran into issues with dance and just like, you know, my identity, finding myself, my relationship with God, like all of this stuff was just like piling up, and I was just like, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. Like I literally called my mom right before or after finals, and I was just like, I can't do this. Like I want to go home. And I never do that. Like I don't just call people crying sometimes. So, you know, there was something wrong with your girl. But yeah, to my friends who I still remain close with to this day, I don't know if they know, yeah, like just how much like I feel for them, because like they seriously did, like they are part of the reason like why I'm still here at TCU and like finishing out, you know, my senior year here now. So I'm very appreciative of them. Now let's talk a little bit about code switching. I'm not gonna be like too long because I don't want these videos to be like 20 minutes long, but as far as code switching, like so much code switching. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically like you feeling as if you have to change things about yourself for the sake of like fitting in with others. So for example, like if I'm hanging out with a group of white people, I felt like I would have to change the way I talked, or you know, the way I presented myself in terms of like what I wore in order to feel like I needed to fit in. And it's exhausting. It is so exhausting. Like it requires more energy for you to act like someone else than it does for you to be yourself. And I feel like my first 2 years of school, I just was so worried about, and honestly subconsciously, because I would be like, no, Kira, you're being you, but girl, no, I was not. But yeah, I feel like I was so worried about, unconsciously worried about what other people like said or thought of me, that I needed to like change myself in order for them to, I don't know, like me, like want to be my friend, whatever it is. I was extremely burnt out my sophomore year, and we're not even gonna talk about how COVID just messed everything up, because that took a huge mental toll on me as well. But it was just super exhausting, and there came a point where I had to tell myself, I was like, okay, Kira, I said, junior year, baby, if we gonna get through this thing, something about me has to change. I couldn't do it. I found myself, I kept getting into these certain situations with people or with friends, and I was like, okay, the common denominator in all of this mess is me. So there has to be something about me that, you know, I need to work on, I need to change in order to better my situation and my environment. I went on a whole little self-care journey my fall semester, honestly all of junior year, so last year. And like I feel like I'm a completely changed person, and I'm so thankful to God, you know, for like the person that I have transformed into in going through this journey. And I'm still doing it today. Like in going through that journey, I was just like, I'm gonna be me. Like I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be unapologetically me. And like I don't care. Like people either love me or accept me, and if they don't accept me, then like they probably don't need to be in my life anyway. So that was that, and I love who I am now. But yeah, I really had to dial back on the code switching, because I was like, I just can't do this anymore. There are still moments here and there, and I'm talking to certain people. It's not who I am completely, but I'm just like, some people you just gotta you know, you just gotta switch it up a little bit. Otherwise, like, you just won't survive the conversation with them. My last thing that I wanted to address is just learning to be me, and just like what I did in order to feel more comfortable on this campus. So addressing the learning to be me thing was literally just my self-care journey that I just talked about. I had to figure out what insecurities that I had, you know, what about me did I not like? Like, did that stem from me comparing the color of my skin to everyone else, or did that stem from just like, you know, childhood trauma, like whatever it was. I had to sit down and address all of it. It hurt healing the, but we got through it, and you know, look at us today. And then in terms of being more comfortable on campus, I would say 3 things, and honestly, I've kind of already touched on these things, but I'll just, you know, go through them one by one. So number 1 was finding a group of Black people. And this does not have to be no big group, because, you know, people are still messy, and I truly believe that having a small group of quality friends is way better than having a large. Quality over quantity, baby, okay? I don't need everybody in my circle. I don't need everybody in my business. Absolutely not. Number 2, getting involved with Black organizations on campus. As you guys literally know, I post about it all the time. Like, I joined Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. It too has made me like safer, more connected to my community. It's not easy all the time because more people do know me, and I'm not used to that, but at the same time, I feel like I am now a resource to other new Black students who are coming to campus, who are like trying to find their footing in there. They're just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what to do with this PWI. Like, I feel like I can act as a healthy resource for them to go to and just like help them get connected on campus, whatever it is. And then my 3rd and final thing is literally just learning to love myself, learning to love everything about me, my hair, my body, my skin color, what God has placed me in, the life that He's blessed me with. I'm very spiritual, so, you know, fixing my relationship with God was a big part of it also. So yeah, it's a lot. And it was a lot, and all these things that I've talked about today, like, I still deal with from time to time. Like, it's not easy. And for anyone out there struggling with the same thing, you're not alone. You're not alone, boo-boo. Like, I'm pretty sure there are a ton of other Black people who go to PWIs who have a similar experience. So if you're new, you're going to PWI, reach out to people. Like, don't be afraid to make new friends and get connected with people and share your experience, because you are not the only one going through it. You are not alone. You are not the only one. Like, you can message me on Instagram or in my comments, and I'll be like, let's go get lunch, you know? Because I understand. I really do understand. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. If you have any questions or want to share a story with me, whatever it is, like, feel free to drop something down in my comments down below, or in my Instagram. It is in the description box down below. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.